I've had a lot of people say, should Johnny go into music? And I said, well, if you have to. Because, I mean, it's a calling. I mean, if you don't have to, I mean, do something else. Because it's too hard, and there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee you're going to get anywhere. And even if you're among the best. I mean, a lot of great music goes unheard and unrewarded. And then there's a lot of trash for cash that is hugely successful, And I also tell them there's always room at the top, and anything's possible. But it's really up to your commitment and putting yourself in harm's way, more or less. Putting yourself in. That's why I moved to New York, because if I had stayed in New Haven, I would probably be, driving a cab and playing at the Midtown Motor Inn or something on Friday nights, and not much more. So you have to go after it and get as much training as you can, and to apprentice. I mean, you have to be aggressive. You have to go out and let people know what you want to do. And the musicians are wonderful. When I came to New York, I mean, people like Wynton Kelly and Wes Montgomery and Jimmy Cobb, and I mean, they were great. I mean, they really helped me to. I mean, he encouraged me. I studied with Hall Overton, and I said, "Well, I wrote some stuff, and you think this is good?" He said, "Well, do you like it?" And I said, "Yeah." It was, "Well, you like it, somebody else will like it. Just right. Don't worry about that." And I studied with, I can't think of his name, bass player anyway. And I had all these teachers that were worried about technique and fingering and positions. And he said, "I don't care if you use your big toe, young man. You need to play some music and just express yourself, get it out there." So, I mean, that really affected me, because it gave me the freedom to trust myself. I trust my instincts. I mean, I trust my ears. And if I feel a certain thing, there's a very good chance that I'm right. I'm wrong a lot of the time, too. And I tell my students that if you really feel like you want to do this, I mean, you can do it. It's hard, but I mean, think of what your life would be like if you didn't try, If you never tried to become a professional or be as good as you can be. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. I mean, if you can make a living playing music, to me, that's success. I'm hugely successful because I'm still doing what I've always wanted to do. I mean, my bank account may not reflect that, and other people may think, "Ron who?" That's what Ron Carter calls me, is Ron who. And at least he did once. And he knows who I am, believe me. And I mean, I think about that. I mean, I said, well, if you really want to, I mean, try it. I mean, you can always fall back and do something else. I have a 35-year-old daughter that's going into pharmacology. She was thinking about becoming a marine biologist until she realized it paid $12.50 an hour. And now she's going to go to school for 4 more years and get a degree in pharmacology. So I said, well, go for it. That's what you want to do. The most important thing, I think, and the good thing about my life is that I've always done something that I wanted to do, I love playing tennis in the park. I don't care if I win or lose. I just like going out there and doing it. And I love to play music with a variety of different people. And I get something out of everything. I mean, I told Jack DeJohnette once that I wasn't doing much. Oh, I'm just doing a little dumb gig. She said, there are no small gigs. They're all important. Everything is important. And that was one of those moments of epiphany, too, with like you asked earlier, that changed me. I mean, I really take everything quite seriously, and I try to, bring that I read a book by Robert Schumann, and he said every professional should bring 85% of his best to the table every time. And I try to remember those kind of things, because there are times when you get real dark and I'm like, what am I doing this gig? I mean, right now I have a gig I share with a friend of mine. I play piano, solo piano at McDonald's down on 160 Broadway. I mean, it pays like miserably. But it's so much fun. It's in the afternoon. I play from noon till 4, and I go down and I play my tunes. I play everything from Cole Porter to Kenny Wheeler. And sometimes people like it. Sometimes people throw things. People throw ketchup at me now and then. But I'm a good cat, But I mean, the doing of it is the reward, and I try to convey that to my students too. That they do something that they really enjoy and they can get something out of. And I think that's an important way to look at your life. Otherwise, I know a lot of people that do things that they retire. I think retirement is something you retire for something you really didn't want to do anyway. I can't picture myself retiring.